Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start scrambling the eggs and doing the garnish. So this is what I'm doing right now, but I have to bend down, of course, because I want you to focus here. Okay, thanks. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I have 6 small eggs, okay, for my family size, okay. I have a bowl, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and scramble that up, but before we do that, I'm gonna show you how I do the garnish with the skin for the lemon and for the granny apple. Okay, so we're gonna do that first. All right, so what I do, of course, I use the side of the skin, and I pretty much just grind it up, just like that. And I use all the sides of it, the apple. Okay. So you're not doing the inside of the apple, you're doing the outside for that skin. Okay, and there's that, just a little bit more. Trying to get some big slices in there, do it the long way. All right, beautiful. All right, so you're gonna be left with a messed up apple after that. Pretty much. Okay, same thing for the lemon. Same thing, you're gonna use the skin. Make sure you use the whole lemon, okay? Because very little comes out of that skin. And again, you're gonna find yourself with a beat up lemon. And most likely I'll be using this for my tea. All right. Okay, so that's pretty much what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be very little pieces. So you have your lemon skin and you have your granny apple skin. And that's all gonna go into that beautiful, lovely rice, and also on the side, a little sprinkle. So beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and crank this up here because we're gonna start our lovely eggs, finally. Okay, can't wait to dip into this. Okay, so we're gonna move these over here. Wash my hands off. Okay. All right, so let's get the scrambling, y'all. And that's pretty much it. And we're just gonna smack all this together. Cannot wait. All right, so like I said, I do 6 eggs, my family size, okay? This dish is to die for, y'all. Trust me when I tell you. Take some time, but like I said, sometimes you have to cook with love, you know? You have to be patient. And not sometimes. This girl always cooks with love. But I know sometimes people that have your family and have a lot of stuff going on, sometimes we rush. When all you need to do is just take a simple breath and be a little patient, and you'd be surprised what you can make. It tastes so good. All right, so there you have it. Got my eggs. Now, do you remember the Spam that I used when I fried it in this pan? Okay, so I'm using the same exact pan. I wiped it down just a little bit, and what I did is I added a little bit more of the virgin olive oil, just a little dab. Okay. Remember, the rest of this is going into the rice with that soy sauce. All right, so let that heat up just a little bit. Voila. And we're pretty much done. Super excited. And we're gonna crank it up so we can get, because when I do scrambled eggs for this dish, I like to make sure that my dish, that the eggs have a little crisp to them, because it only makes sense in the rice, you know. So you don't want to make them like a perfect egg breakfast scrambled eggs. You want to kind of give them a little roughness to the edges, if you know what I mean. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and crank that up. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all this out. And for the plating, I'm gonna go ahead, clean my chopboard up. Take this over here. Yes, and I'm just letting that fluff up by itself so the edges can get a nice crisp to them, okay? And I'm going to show you, there's one more thing I do in the middle, which I'm going to show you in a minute, okay? I have my pan ready, nice and clean. This is my stir-fry pan, where I'm going to be throwing everything up in here all together. So again, guys, it's a process, but it's a process of love, okay? All right, so at this point, when you see that the edges are starting to crackle-lackle, you want to take a little bit of that crock butter, just a tablespoon, and just dab it right in the middle. And just let it melt by itself. It'll do its work. And at this point, you want to bring it down a little bit to the middle, the heat to the middle of the egg, and then we start chopping it up. All right, so everything's done. I'm gonna go ahead and clean my board, so if you give me a minute. Cooking with love, y'all. Just remember that. It's worth it. It's worth that final yum. Okay. All right, so let me just quick clean this. Make sure this is nice and dry. All right. Make sure my plate is good. All right, so that's my plating. I'm getting everything set up. Okay. And just like if you're almost doing like an omelet, just want to just go around, just like if you're doing an omelet. Okay. So let it just work itself in there. And of course, you want to make sure you get the sides of that really pretty. Now you see that? See how I can just slide that very nicely? Did you see that? That's how you should cook, very slowly and with love with these eggs to make them. You can cook any egg how you want to make it the right texture for anything that you're cooking, okay? So that's pretty much what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So this is going to be my plating, so we're going to push that back. And just trying to see where I put my garnish over here. Okay. Got my garnish there. All right. Again, you should be able to slide your spatula right underneath there. See, when you cook slow with love, you'd be surprised how things come out. Okay, because we're gonna really chop this egg very beautifully into that rice. Okay. All right. So in the meanwhile, I'm gonna add in some lovely. The rest of that extra virgin olive oil so we can get all the rice and mix everything up together. So that is the rest. I had the perfect ingredients left for this dish, for this meal. So I was super ecstatic how it all how every bit of it worked out for itself with this dish, with all the ingredients. All right, so no more of that. Okay, so with the sodium, I use the less sodium soy sauce. That's the one I prefer. So I do about 4 tablespoons of that. So again, let it work itself. so we're going to go ahead and just throw a plate on top of this egg so that way it can cook. The top can cook a little bit. And just let it rock out. So while that's going on, we're going to go ahead and start this. So what we're going to do, this rice is still a little hot, so let me grab something to lift this up and put it over here for a minute, just for a sec. I'm going to push the potatoes back, and of course, I'm going to warm these potatoes up just a little bit in the microwave before I do my setting on my plate, and the Spam, of course. Okay, so we're going to grab the pan here. Just going to move you over just a little so you can see me. All right, so a little bit of that virgin olive oil right in there. Okay, now you don't want to throw the sodium in right away, okay, the soy sauce. Sorry, the soy sauce. You don't want to throw that in right away. You want to get the rice going, and you're going to see how I do it just in a quick sec. Okay, so trying to find some room here. That's just going to have to do right there. Small kitchen, but I love my kitchen. It works for me. Okay, so we're going to just sit that on the side of that one side of the potato. All right, so as you see, my rice is steaming. It's still very, very hot, so I have to be careful as I go. We're going to crank this up to a very low heat, y'all. All right, I'm going to hear it sizzle a little bit because, of course, this is gas, so it tends to get hot quickly. All right, so pretty much what we're going to do next is get my hefty spoon here. And the first thing we're going to add into here is the first layer is just going to be the rice. Okay, so I know it's pretty hot, so what I'm going to do to make it easier, I'm going to grab a bowl. So I'll just use one of my kids' cereal bowls. Okay, all right, I'm a mommy, and I love being a mom. It's the best job in the world. Okay, so I'm going to put some of the rice in here so I can start showing you how I do this dish. All right, so you want to make sure that the pan is wet all the way around, even the edges. Okay, and you're going to add that rice. Okay, add it very pretty. Get it done just a little bit. All right. Next, you're going to take that vegetables, whichever vegetables you prefer to do. This is my vegetables, what I had in my kitchen today. So I want to start mixing that up, and you want to start adding just some of it, not all of it, okay? There you go. Move this over. Voila. And again, just mix. Mix, 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 mix. Yeah, I'm surprising my honey. Okay, all right. So, after that, you're gonna go ahead again. It's just like layering a lasagna, but you're not actually doing a lasagna. But that's pretty much how you have to cook with love with this dish. You have to put everything in and mix as you go. All right, so again, another bowl of rice goes in there. Okay, nice and fluffy. See that? Beautiful. And you want to add that in. And look at, oh, I still have so much rice in here left. You'd be surprised what a little pot can do for rice. But I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make sure I get all this rice in there. Okay. All right. So as that's going, again, I'm going to come back over here. It's all at a low heat. Okay, and you're not going to add in that 3 tablespoons of that soy sauce just yet. That's going to go very soon, a little bit after. We're going to keep mixing, okay? Look at that, so beautiful. I just want to give you a little up close. Look at that. Let me see if I can put my lamp over to you guys. Look at that. Look at that. don't know if my lighting's too bad, but it's a little off. Yep, there you go. So like I said, you're just gonna keep going on. Everything's already cooked, so now you're just putting everything together with love. So again, we're gonna go back here and we are going to add in the rest of that beautiful vegetable mix I did. Okay. Okay, that's done. Yeah, I like to clean and cook as I go. Yeah, that way it's easier for me in the kitchen. All right. Bring it all together real pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. All right. Okay. So at this point, I'm just going to stick with that, with what I have there. And then I'm going to put this rice on the side. And I will be adding all that later. I'm just trying to get this video out to you guys and do a plating of this dish. Okay. All right. So I'm going to push this over here for a second. So let's peek on them eggs. All right. Okay, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. I don't know if you could see that. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Look at that. And it slides. You see? It's sliding. Look, I can bring it all the way up if I wanted to. See? Look at that. That's how your eggs should be cooked for this dish. Okay. So, last but least, okay, let me push this over here. Oh, good. Make sure I have room here. Okay. All right. And before we do, let me move the plates for a minute, because before we actually do the plating, I have to chop up that egg on this chalkboard, okay? So I just needed some room to put stuff somewhere. All right. So at this point, before you, I'm gonna, wait a minute. Let me just bring you down a little bit. And yeah, you could see, right? Okay, just making sure. This is gonna be my longest video. Okay, so you're just gonna smack that just like that. See that? Nice. All right. And then you're just gonna take your knife and you're just gonna cut very pretty slices. Just like that. All the way down. All the way down. Just slices very nicely. And you're gonna just do chop, 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 and chop. So there you have all your pieces. Very beautiful. Now, before we add that into the rice, and I just want you to take a look at that rice real quick. If you can, look how beautiful that looks, okay? So we're gonna turn this a little bit and sit this up here right next to that egg. Okay, so here's when you're gonna add your 3 tablespoons of that soy sauce. So I'm just gonna do drizzles because I have a good eye. And 3. Perfect. All right. Then we're gonna go ahead, mix it again with that soy sauce, very pretty. Because you don't want the eggs to get that soy sauce look yet, right? For the plating. After that, it doesn't matter once you start eating, right? But that's why I do it a certain way. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take all those egg pieces and we're just going to flip them in there. Just like that. Now you could do smaller chunks if you like. I'm doing big bad boy chunks of these eggs because this girl likes eggs. Yes. So pretty. Look at that. Yummy. And before I shake that up, I just want to show you You see how the egg has a little bit of that yolk, just like that sticky yolk on top. That's how you want it for this rice. All right. So again, knife away, mix, mix, mix. Now I'm gonna surprise my honey. He's gonna be impressed. All right. Okay. Look at that. Just take a look at that. So pretty. I actually have to take a picture of this to post on my Facebook and my Instagram. But like I told you guys, I've been having some trouble with my Instagram, so I'm really trying to fix that situation. I'm waiting for them to get back to me, like I said. So I don't know. It's just a process, and I don't want to have to like start a whole new Facebook. I'm sorry, a whole new Instagram, you know, page. I really don't want to do that. So, but it's looking pretty good. All right. So, last but least, that beautiful garnish, granny apple, and that lemon skin right on top. Just grab a little pinch of that inside and a little pinch of the lemon. And that's it. Don't put a lot, just little pinches. And then the rest of this you can put on the side. You can put on the potatoes. You can put it on the Spam slices. You can do whatever you want. It's your world. Remember that when you're in the kitchen. All right. So let me go ahead and shoot this video out. Time for the plating and time to start getting my kids together and have some dinner with my honey. So let's do this.